So it's Monday. Should be the 17th. And I'm a mess. I pretty much drove myself into the ground this weekend, and now I am sick, which is great. But I'm at work, which is great. I woke up at like 5 in the morning. Actually, just prior to 5 in the morning, because I woke up before my alarm on Friday morning. Left at like 5:45 to drive up to Cumming to babysit the chillins for Nikki. Got there at about 7:40, so it was about just shy of a 2-hour drive. Was with them till about 1 in the afternoon, roughly, when Michelle got home from work. And left and got gas and picked up lunch, which I had to eat on the way back to town, and ended up finally getting out of town around 1:30 and came straight to work that day on Friday, and it took me till 4:15 to get here. From 1:30 to 4:15. That's ridiculous. I was so worn out when I got here to work that day. Like, I was struggling to stay awake so bad, especially on the way here, because there was slowdowns all over the place, and being at a standstill, and especially on 285 when it was like a 20-minute slowdown, was a real struggle. We ended up leaving work early at 9 instead of the original plan of 10, because I was just so tired, and we were thankfully slow enough to accommodate it. And then I went home, and unfortunately I didn't get a whole lot of rest when I first got there, but got to at least get to bed a little bit earlier than I would have if I'd stayed at work, because I had to take care of the litter boxes and sweep up, make sure the last stuff was ready for when Edward and Shirley came in, which was just over an hour later at 10:30. And then after we like got them all settled, showed them around a little bit, everyone kind of went to bed around midnight. And then we woke up at 6 a.m. the next day on Saturday so that we could go to the aquarium, which meant going back into Atlanta, which I'd just been there. And I made sure that I was not driving. I slept like maybe the last 20 minutes of the way there, and then I slept the majority of the way back home, I think. Because after the aquarium, we also went into Kennesaw and went to Steak and Shake and Second and Charles. And we were basically out for the day. We left the house at like 7:30, and then we left Kennesaw at like 4:45, got home around, probably around no, it was like 6:30, because I remember being like, oh, it's only an hour and a half to get home, even though we're leaving at right about 5 o'clock. That's a miracle. So yeah, and afterwards we were all kind of like chilling out for the rest of the day. So I started working on finally putting all my books in the bookshelves, and worked on that from probably 9:30 till about 2:30 in the morning, prioritizing getting all my series put together, and then I rearranged that the next day, because on Sunday we got up, I woke up around 10 and took a shower before we ended up, well, we were going to go to lunch earlier, but it ended up getting like pushed out a little bit because Edward was helping Ed with rearranging stuff. Like, they were replacing the floodlights outside the house, and they swapped the spots for the couch and the TV in the living room and stuff like that. And then finally left, went to Carrabba's for Edward's birthday lunch before they went back home to Florida, and that was from like 1:30 to like 3-ish that we were there, and then stopped by the apartment so we could give them our old alarm system, since the new house already had everything set up for that, and then went home. And then I went back to working on my books. And that was from probably, say, around 4:30-ish until like 8 something, I want to say. It was a lot of time. And ended up combining, putting my series and my standalones together so that everything is arranged by size and then author right now. But I don't know if I want to keep it or change it. But for right now it's staying because I'm exhausted. And also, I killed my arm unnecessarily. Like, such a delayed reaction. I didn't feel anything. Like, I was kind of like achy sore-ish because I woke up with this terrible sore throat yesterday morning on Sunday, and it just got kind of like slightly worse throughout the day. And then when I went to bed, like, the throat was killing me, my whole body was kind of aching. I'm like, that sick, like, energy drained feeling. But also my shoulder, on my right shoulder, hurt so bad. Like, I was in tears just over the fact that it existed. Never mind when I was actually moving it. It was bad. And so I ended up it forced me into taking a NyQuil. Well, yeah. And fell asleep because I think I probably had a fever at that point around like 11, 12 o'clock. No, this was probably closer to like 2 a.m. when we finally got to sleep. And then woke up in the middle of the night and middle of the early morning, I should say. It was probably around 6. I don't really know. I didn't check the time. All I know is that I did wake up at one point earlier, and it was like 5 o'clock to use the bathroom. So, yeah. So now most of the soreness in my arm is better, but I'm still like dead tired, and my throat is still dying. But here we are. Because I've already slept pretty much, I slept on and off like the whole time until it was time to get to work, because I was just exhausted. But I already have the day off tomorrow because I'm supposed to get the Invisalign finally, officially tomorrow. So I can just rest up then, right? It'll be fine. Anyway, it's like 3:40 now, so I really need to go inside because it's going to take me a second because I'm still like kind of sluggish. Anyway, later, I guess. So it's about 10:30, 10:40ish. So I'm about ready to head out to the orthodontist in a few minutes. So I have to be there at 11:15, but it's only like 5 minutes away, so I have to leave after this. But today is due to be the day that I officially get the aligners for the Invisalign. That's supposed to be like the next 2 years. Long time, but hopefully things will work. I'm still getting over a bit of the sickness from yesterday, but honestly, like, I can only thank the amount of sleep I've been putting myself through, because yesterday I was asleep till, like, I was asleep all the way till about 11, aside from when I briefly woke up around 5. And took more medicine, and then slept on and off from 11 to 2, and then got ready and left for work, and was at work till about 7:30. This is when I clocked out for my dinner break / lunch break at 7:15. I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, people were like, "You okay? I think you need to go home." So I did. Because I was like, speed of snail in it, wrapped in my blanket that I brought with me to work, and like struggling to stay awake the whole shift. It was pretty bad. So I came home, made some soup and crackers to eat for dinner, and slept for roughly 6 hours. Woke up for a little while around 5:30. Used my phone for a bit because I had been sleeping so much that my brain needed a chill break to get tired again. And then went back to sleep about 6:15-ish roughly. And slept until basically 9:30. And now getting up for the day. So, yeah. Thankfully, the pain in my arm has stayed gone since yesterday night, more or less. It's still a little sore-ish when I like move it like this far back or something. The rest of the aches are pretty much gone. Fever started to come back last night when I was getting ready to leave work, which was another reason why they were like, "Yeah, I think you want to go home." So right now I just have like stuffy runny nose-ish, mostly just stuffy, and the sore throat. Though the sore throat is a lot better than it was the last 2 days. Now it's just kind of scratchy, almost. But like yesterday and the day before, like it felt so swollen and like sore and just, it was terrible. And apparently Shirley and Edward also got the same symptoms after they left. So apparently I'm not the only one who caught whatever this is. So maybe it was due to the extremely cold weather when we were out at the aquarium, because it was like 40-something degrees outside that day. But yeah, fun times. Yeah. So it's probably getting close to time for me to head on out of here, so I'm gonna finish getting my shoes on and everything. See how things go. Luna is being special. Hi. What are you doing? Hey. Y'all be nice. There's only one person walking past. It's fine. It's fine. So it is 1:45. My appointment was at 11:15. Had about 20 minutes waiting, and then got out right about 12:30. So not too bad. Honestly, the actual process of getting the trays and everything and the attachments was pretty quick. Though like whatever they do to like glue it on to your teeth for the attachments, gross as crap. But they kept, like, every time they would finish like a set, like they did all 4 corners, and then they let me go rinse out my mouth, and then they had one last one that they had to do separately for this corner for some reason, so then I rinsed out again, and then they had me practice taking in and out the aligners, and then they had like the proper orthodontist come in, check everything, make sure that all the trays fit properly, and then they're like, looked through like the tracker of like how they plan to have my teeth moved, and they were like, so we're just gonna go ahead and give you rubber bands today as well, because initially she was like, those cutouts are for the rubber bands, but we're not gonna worry about them for now, that's for later. And they were like, we're just gonna do that now to make sure that your front teeth are the ones that are moving back instead of your back teeth moving forward, because they're trying to correct this overbite. So yeah, fun times. Then they kept the aligners in, they just put this little hook on for the rubber bands on the bottom and showed me how to put those on. Still sick, so that's lovely. But yeah, overall, not a bad process at all. And everything feels kind of tight, honestly, but not really painful. It is a little weird getting used to the fact that the back right now, they said it's normal, like it's supposed to be that way for right now until like they start shifting, but the very, very back, like the back one tooth, it springs up off of it because it's not a quite perfect fit yet. So that's a little weird, but they're like, yeah, that's normal, because obviously it's not going to be a perfect fit right from the start, or else where your teeth's going to move to, you know? Anyway, so I've got attachments galore, honestly, but not on like the front teeth on the top and bottom, just like almost all the rest. Feels like. I don't know how many, honestly, I haven't counted, but probably a fair bit. It feels a little weird with the attachments, like it kind of, I'm not really sure how to describe it, like it just kind of feels like there's like pieces of tooth like chipping off. I don't know, it threw me off for a bit at first, also because there was like tiny pieces that were like, I had to rinse out, so that's still fresh in my brain from that like comparison. Obviously there's a little bit of a lisp, but it's not like terrible, it's whatever. I'm at Walmart now, actually, before I head home, because I need to pick up a few things for the week, because the last couple weeks groceries have been like so off schedule, so I don't even know what I'm doing. Like this week alone I had to do, well, last week I did groceries on a Wednesday because of moving and whatnot and rain, and then this last week I did groceries on Thursday because I had that full day on Friday, and then Saturday Edward and Shirley were in town, so yeah, fun times. So yeah, while the majority of our groceries are done because I just did it Thursday, some of the stuff still needs to be done, like making sure I have everything I need for like the second half of the week for food, etc. And Ed wants me to try and pick up new wiper blades for his car while I'm here, and I'm just like, I'll try, but if I'm lost, I'm leaving it to you. I also have a big old bag of things for everything, but I'll go into that later when I get home probably, which I also have to wash the bed sheets and blankets. So yeah, while it's still like barely sprinkling misty outside, I'm gonna go ahead and head into the store and get the things, and hopefully finish and get back home before it rains some more, because we are getting rain for days and days and days and days. Rain that never ends. Honestly, like when I woke up first thing this morning briefly. Like, I briefly woke up around like 6, I want to say. Like, it was pouring outside. Like, it was bad. It was loud, and it kept getting progressively louder. And they just chilled out a lot, thankfully, in time for my appointment. But anyway, I am rambling like no one's business, and it is time for me to go. So I'm back home. Only got a few things at Walmart. I'm gonna get the majority of proper groceries at the end of the week, but I did end up getting the wipers for Ed's car, some Propel for the rest of the week for work, and lunch. A couple other odds and ends for like this situation with like flossers and still need to check on the cleaning stuff, because what I was looking for was out of stock at Walmart, but at least they carry it, so hopefully that'll be easy in the future. But I'll probably have to order the cleaner from Amazon. And then I got some foldable travel toothbrushes and the gum detoxify travel size toothpaste from Amazon the other day. That's supposed to be delivered sometime this afternoon. I have to check on the status of that. But anyway, now we go through the bag of things, because I haven't properly looked through it all yet. She just barely, like, she went through a few of the things with me. So this is basically my packet for the aligners I have in right now that they gave me while I was there that tell me which one it is. They gave me all 52, which I'm a little confused about because I'm supposed to do one a week, and they told me it would be like 24 months, but this is only enough for 1 year, so I'm confused on that, but we'll figure it out as we go. So yeah, it says 1 of 52, so I can keep track there. And back to that in a second. They gave me this drawstring bag, which she did not talk to me about, but I saw her stuff it in there. For the sake of, I guess, to have a bag. This is the fancy bag, though, that, my God, the joys of getting over being ill. Anyway, in this fancy bag, we have all the main essentials other than my actual trays. So first we have this fancy box, which opens here. And this comes with, she took it out and gave it to me separately, but this is the case that they gave me to put the aligners in, like when I take them out to brush my teeth, eat, etc. So that's there, though I might get a second one as a backup, since those are on Amazon too. And they also gave me these cleaning crystals. So I'm not sure how often these are meant to be used yet. She said I can use them right away or save them. I'm not sure what I would save them for, so I'm a little lost on that one, but I'll have to look into it. So yeah, there's that. So that's what came in there, and then this little booklet thing, which I haven't looked through, but it basically seems to tell about like how long to keep them in and whatnot. And I'll thumb through that more later. Also in the fancy bag, we have their card with telling me about the app. And this one looks a little bit different. The one I actually saw there initially when I walked in was an official Invisalign app, so I downloaded that one. I didn't realize when she gave this to me later that this is a different one. But it looks like it's basically the same, where it keeps track of when you're supposed to change the aligners, which one you're on, and like keep up to date with when your appointments are, because I'm supposed to go in and check in with them like every 12 weeks. And about the chewies, if the aligner isn't fitting on correctly, see how to fix that. And we have this nail file that has the information on it as well, because if some of the aligners are cut weird and it like cuts into my gums, like right now I'm thinking maybe doing this corners here where the hook is for the rubber band, because it feels like the edge is kind of pulled out a little bit from the force of the rubber band, so maybe there, I don't know, but they said to use that if I need to file it down a little bit. It bothers me. Then we have thickness. It sucks. I have this little case to put the case in that I can like clip onto a bag or something, I guess. It feels like, is there something in it? No. I think it's just the zipper like banging around. And then I have the actual chewies in here. And that's the end of that bag. So now we try and fit it all back in. I need 2 hands, maybe? No? 1.5 hands is fine. Just stuff this all back in. And then she stuffed this in at the last minute, but this is all of the extra rubber bands that they gave me as a backup. And they said just stop in anytime they're open if I needed extras. And then, oh, she gave me more than that. Or they already had some and just gave me an extra pack because they thought I was going to wait till later to get them. Apparently I have 3. I only saw her put in 1. And then I have like 4 of these, which are my actual trays. And it shows there on the front, like, you have all of these. So this is my first like, several packs. Let's see. You can kind of take a look at them there. My phone is dying, so I should really fix this up. So yeah, I have 4 boxes of trays. What are these papers? This one is my next appointment, which I'm going to go back and check in on May 12th. See how this first several sets are going. And then they gave me this sheet, which is like also a bunch of reminders on when to change out the trays and everything. And for some reason, a prescription for fluoride toothpaste. But she didn't really say, like, she was like, if you want to do it, you can get that. So I was like, okay, weird. Whatever. I think I'm pretty good with the current toothpaste. Anyway. So, yeah. That's about what things are. Now I'm gonna take them out and eat lunch, basically. And that'll be that from there. Things are caught on the bag. Oh. Anyway. Now you wish there to get these suckers out. Can you see the hook? Nah. The lighting in this room is really not great either. You checking stuff out? Anyway, I'm off to eat. Maybe you can kind of see the attachments like jagged on the edge of the teeth. And there's the hook, or the rubber bands, as they called it, a button. But anyway, so that's that. They're out. And then I need to come out. Everything is in here. Lunchtime. First time eating after getting all of this set up, like, it felt like food was getting stuck in every single crevice of these attachments. Like, for real, I'm honestly shocked that I don't see food everywhere. But I definitely feel the need to brush my teeth because it is bothering me having that feel. But I have a bad feeling it's just the attachments. Anyway, I'm off to brush my teeth and get these aligners back in. It took me a few minutes, but I did get the aligners back in. That part was okay. Beautiful. Somehow it feels different from when I first put them in. I don't know, maybe it's just because I just barely had them on, so I do feel like, okay, we're done, let's forget all about this. I don't know. The main issue is the stupid rubber bands. This one went on relatively easily, but this one took so many tries. Like, honestly, ridiculous. Anyway, the cat is still in my seat. Thank you, Ace. I need to check and see if the mail has come by because they usually get here around 3:30-ish, which is about now. So, that we'll see if my stuff has arrived. Let's check. Wait, you know what? Let's open these flipping windows to get some more light in here because it's so dark. And the rain seems to have gone away for a while. So let's check the porch for some mail. Oh my God. All my ways to do is to check the mail. But the front porch doesn't give you a timer before the alarm goes off like the other door. New house problems are great. Also no mail. And the cats have cleared the building. I'm so sorry. It's a new one. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Or I should say I forgot. Anyway, I'm gonna chill for a bit now. Oh jeez. now, I don't even know what time it is, 10:16 at night, and I am only just now having my dinner, which is a chicken bacon ranch sub from the Walmart deli that I stuck in the microwave and potentially cooked incorrectly on accident because it's in a plastic bag with a sleeve, like a cardboard sleeve around it. That's like the label cardboard thing. And it was stuck to the bag, so I just took the whole thing out of the bag and put it in the microwave for the 1.5 minutes. And then I saw that it said, take off the sleeve, but leave the sandwich in the baggie unopened. Whoops. So, it's what it is. Most of the day was okay, but over the last couple of hours, the pain of it is kind of setting in. Specifically on certain teeth, I can tell where the real pressures are at to try and move specific teeth, because it's like this one here is really sore, this one like here, not necessarily this one though, I would have assumed so, but definitely this one and this one here a bit, but overall this one for sure is the worst culprit right now. And anyway, so I did go ahead and take a couple of Tylenol just now, and I'm probably gonna stick that in my bag of stuff that I made. I decided to just use an old Ipsy bag. So this is one of the more recent ones, and it actually matches my phone case, which is white with like the rose gold marbling with a little bit of gray in it. Anyway, so, and it's a fabric on the outside, like it's that like a fake leathery sort of thing, so it'll dry off fairly easily if it gets wet, because, you know, wet countertops from taking the trays in and out and brushing my teeth and the like. So yeah. So I've got in here, I set up a folding travel toothbrush. They did get delivered earlier. I finally got the notification up like 5:30 and they were in the mailbox. So I got the folding travel toothbrush, the small little travel toothpaste. I picked up a little case for the flossers. When these in the little case run out, then I've got some that I already have that I'll just refill it with. I just got this particular one since it would have a good sized case to keep them in the bag, so they're not loose. And I also put the little file in there because I might consider filing the little hooks on the top, because they do dig in just a smidge on the top. Not where I've noticed anything where it's like significantly painful, but right now it's like at that stage where I'm like, I'm afraid it's going to like wear it down into a cut if it keeps going long enough. So I'm like, kind of like, should I just do it preventively? So yeah. And then I'm gonna add the Tylenol in with that. I thought about getting a specific thing of it at the store today, but then I was like, nah, we have Motrin at home. Wasn't sure if we had actual Tylenol in it, and I was like, so far it doesn't really hurt, so it would be kind of useless to buy a whole extra thing of it if I don't need it. But turns out we had a bit of Tylenol already, so I'll use that for now, and then if I need to keep going with it, we'll and proper thing. Yeah, and then like my actual tray container is in there as well. And I ordered some of the foam cleaner and another case for the tray. For the trays, that should be here on Thursday. So then I should have everything I need at that point. So I can have one tray holder that's like kept at home and one that's just always in here. Then we should be ready to go. I'm also just blindly binging through Love is Blind because it's a half sick day, not really anymore, and dang it, the trailer sucked me in, and it's going to be a guilty pleasure binge because I finished watching all of what's available of Victoria the other day on Sunday night. And I don't know what else to watch right now because The Good Place is also over because I finished watching that yesterday night. So yeah, here we are. Already halfway through episode 4. Actually more than that. Anyway, I'm going to eat and watch some more of this before the end of the night because I have limited time to have these trays out before I got to get them back in. And hopefully the pain isn't too much worse from here so I can just sleep peacefully and be ready for work again tomorrow. Because tomorrow is a dress up day. I need to remember. I'm supposed to dress up tomorrow because we have 90s hip hop day at work. I probably won't forget. Future me, don't do it. Anyway, that's it for now. That is some wonky teeth. That's the top. And there's one wisdom tooth that came in already on that side. But what kind of crap? And you can see how front teeth overlap each other. And there's the spacing here, and on that side where they removed the teeth back in like 2011. And there's the bottoms. You can see the super crooked corner teeth. And again, spacing. But really the issue right now is getting these bottom ones off is really hard because as you can kind of see, my teeth just are tilted super inward at the back. So I can't get like a good grip. Anyway. It hurts. Okay. The toughest part is getting the stupid rubber bands back in, honestly. I don't know. Feeling Vengeance, but I'm kind of needing to still track down a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I won't. I may just leave it like this. I pretty much have Converse pants, black shirt, and this washed jean jacket vest thing. And I did Dutch braid instead of French braid for the first time in probably 10 years plus, more or less. Because ordinarily I haven't liked the look of the Dutch braid, because when I used to do it, it looked like a horizontal shelf braid on my head. Because of the angle I braided it in, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. It's working for me today, though. You got a choker as well. Which is actually what I got for my costume for this dress up day last year. When we just had plain old Decades Day. And I tried to go kind of 80s, but I ended up like a mash of different decades, I think. Because I had, oh my god, I'm sweating up a storm because I just packed up a few things, and this apartment is for some reason unusually warm, considering I don't think we have the heating on. I don't know. Maybe it's just the humidity of it. But I had worn, I think I wore these shoes. I think I wore the Converse, but I don't remember for sure. And then I had like my flared jeans, and I had a black camisole with like straps that crisscrossed on the front of it, and it's almost like a kimono type yellow floral like shawl over it. And I wore the choker and some horoscope necklaces with it, and I had a black headband and just wore my hair curly because I had just cut it to my shoulders like a week prior, I think, maybe 2 weeks. Look how much it's grown out. Yeah, I looked kind of like weird gypsy 90s almost. It was weird. But anyway, at least today's look is good. I may be struggling on the hip-hop side of things, but at least I got the 90s down, I think. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes. So I just did a bit of packing of a few things. I don't know what it is, like, I keep getting a scratch in the back of my throat. And I have to cough. I don't know if it's part of my sickness or me just like, I don't know. It's the worst. Also, the tension on these rubber bands seems much tighter than it was yesterday when I first got them on. I don't know what that is. Maybe my mouth's just tired. So yeah, I packed a bit of the stuff from the little laundry room. That was random stuff like car cleaning wipes, like the glass wipes that I really need to use on the inside of my windshield, actually. As Ed has kept telling me for a couple weeks, but since they've been here and we've mostly been in the house, haven't gotten around to it. So there's that. And then I packed up the last of my desk stuff apart from the fan I had. So I got the VCR player that I used to convert the old home movies that I have from the other Christmas that I still need to work on. The VCRs that were loose from the box that I have completed so far, I didn't pack them back into the original box with the rest because I didn't want to get them confused between which ones I'd finished and which ones I hadn't done yet, which is why they were separate in the first place. And then also the last couple of games that didn't fit in the previous boxes that we packed. the last of the coloring books that were there as well. So yeah, I'm gonna try and pack a couple of loose items into the car. It is raining outside, so I'm kind of limited on some of the things, but I'm gonna try and bring what I can manage that's small or will do okay in the rain. It's not like pouring outside, but it is a steady like sprinkling. Like a heavy sprinkle, not like a misting. There's so many different ways to describe rain, as I have found recently, because it just won't stop raining. Lovely Georgia. I don't know if I mentioned, but apparently I'm not the only one that got sick after this weekend. So Shirley and I were both sick as well. Fun times. As I may have mentioned, even though it wasn't raining on Saturday, when we went to the aquarium, it was like 45 to 48 degrees outside the majority of the day, which cannot have been helpful. So yeah, priorities for things I'm going to try and bring to the house. One, packing tape, because that was specifically requested to bring back because Ed forgot it yesterday when he was here. Also some of the trash bags, because the temporary trash bags I bought for the house, I just put in the last one into the trash can this morning, so we're gonna need to bring some more. So I'm gonna leave like one of the boxes here for any last trash or packing needs, and bring the other box to the house. And my sinuses are just terrible. So those are two main things. But I'm also going to try and grab a couple of random things, like probably the picture frames. Since it's not raining quite so hard, they should be fine, because like this is like a plastic, and it's from Walmart, so I mean, even if it did, it's gonna be fine to replace it. The picture itself shouldn't get damaged, since it's in the frame with glass on the front and everything. Maybe the whiteboard and the mirror. Possibly the sewing machine. So that one's gonna be a little heavy. Probably my TARDIS, since I have a lot of stuff in there. And maybe like the old tripod and music stand, since those should be fine in the rain. Did I mention this sucks? This sickness sucks. And then maybe those two, like this one and this one, tiny boxes, because I can just carry those under my arm under the umbrella. Things like that. Probably the baggie with the VHS tapes and the baggie of stuff from the laundry room. We're down to the last month, yo. So we gotta be out of here on the 17th of March. It's crazy that we're already over halfway through the moving period, and yet there's still so much to do. Not like a ton. Anything, it's just trying to work around all of the rain, because the rain just is a lot, like almost every day. God. Anyway, I need to stop rambling on and get to moving stuff into the car so that I can get it to the house and then make sure I have enough time to eat lunch before I have to go to work. Because it's almost 1:30, so I've only got about an hour and a half till it's time to leave. Yep. that's it for now. So I am home for the night, and it is a new 12:40. Time passes so fast. So I got to work, and I got to go to the meeting for the dress up day right away. So that was a good little break there temporarily. And then I gave in and filed off a little bit of the corners where the rubber band hooks on at the top, and I don't know if I made it better or worse, which is great. At least this pair is only for a week, so we can try again or not. Pain isn't as bad as it was last night, but it definitely aches a good bit when I first take these out to eat. Okay. But I should also be getting the cleaning foam for these tomorrow, as well as a second case, so I'm not having to worry about continuously bringing the one back and forth. And Luna has sensed that the camera is on, and it's time to get attention. Hello. Miss you. And then she does that. Out of reach. You're silly. You're silly. Anyway. So yeah. Tomorrow my team at work is planning to order in from the Rookery for dinner, so that's exciting. Because figuring out what to eat when you have a lunch break at 7:30 at night or later is always tricky, especially when the cafeteria at work is already closed and shut down by then. So yeah. Having to constantly plan ahead gets a little annoying. Especially when right now, especially in the moving process, we're still getting everything set up, so I haven't really properly cooked at this house yet. And haven't really had a chance to, because I'm always doing this, that, or the other, whether it's getting groceries or getting stuff from the apartment, or like this weekend when we were busy with people being at the house and me being sick afterwards, which was just great. And now my sickness has turned into a lovely runny nose the last few hours, so that's also lovely. Someone was saying earlier, you sound hoarse now. Are you getting worse again? And I was like, no. My sinuses are just being special. She's just rubbing herself all over my shoulder. Hi. Hello. Anyway. What you doing, Luna? You find my hand. Yeah. I did get a bit of reading done in the Infinite Sea today, but I pretty much just listened to it while I was on my way to the apartment, on the way back to the house, and to work and back. To be honest, I completely forgot to even put my headphones in today at work. So no music and no audiobook today for once. But that actually has been what I did the last 2 or 3 work shifts, honestly. Granted, Monday was because I was just too sick to even care, but yeah. So anyway, I am going to take a few minutes to update my reading progress from what I have listened to for the book over the day today, and then probably head upstairs and maybe watch some stuff on my tablet. Maybe not, I don't know. Ed has already been asleep for a couple hours, so if I do go upstairs, I'll have to be quiet. I also have to figure out where the Blu-ray player remote is. Blu-ray player remote is, I don't know where, since they swapped the couch to this side and the TV to that side, since they used to be the other way around. So I've got the Amazon Fire TV / stick. I don't know which one it is out here. Remote. And I've got the actual TV remote, but Blu-ray player, who knows what that'd be. So I went to try and watch The Secret Garden yesterday, but I couldn't. Anyway, I'm just rambling again, so I think it's time for me to end this here. And, you know, go do the things.